Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be doing a coaster that is named or dubbed. I named it as Midnight Ocean. It is basically a very dark ocean with white waves. So you can see me tape the bottom of the MDF. This MDF I got from this MDF coaster I got from MDF Art India, and that's just a masking tape. You could see me tape up one full side so that there is no leak in the bottom, and I will also be taping the sides of the coaster to avoid any leaks. Make sure you trim off the edges properly, and it need not be very perfect, like you need not cut it perfectly, but just so that it doesn't allow any pigment or resin to seep through, because wood does absorb paint or anything of that sort. So I'm also taping the sides because I want a clean look. You could see me tape, I mean, remove the tape at the end of the video, and it really was good to do that. It too is a satisfying part, to remove the tape and have it come in a clean line, something of that sort. Make sure you press down the sides also. Now you can see me put a layer of black paint because I don't want the grains of the MDF to show through. So I'll be covering the entire surface with black first, and then in the lower half I'll be going in with ultramarine blue. That's just for the lower half. You could see in the end result that it will have only blue peeping through at a very small place, that is in the bottommost wave. So this is the entire surface covered in just black acrylic paint. You could also gesso it. I wanted a black base, so I'm doing it in black, and this is just ultramarine blue, just a hint of it, not much. I'll blend it with a black later on so that it doesn't give any stark contrast and it is well blended. I will also be taking down the blue to the bottom. It will still be dark, not that much of blue, it will still be dark. I will also be adding sand, just normal sand, to the bottommost part to mimic the coastline beach sandy part, but I'm also going to put it in a black later on with mixed with a bit of, I don't have black sand, so what I'll basically be doing is using Fevicol to stick a very fine sand, as you can see, and then I'll also be mixing a bit of the very fine sand with a drop of black resin. I'll mix the resin first and then pour it into the sand, and then I'll be dropping that at the bottom so that it is all dark and mysterious. That was the vibe I was going for. Dust off the sand and make sure it is not you don't have any sand particles in the ocean where you're going to lay down your your colored resin. So that is it. So this is exactly what I was talking about. I'll be going in with darker resin, black resin, and I'll be dropping in the fine sand. and I'll cover the entire surface with that first. I'll be using Haxon's clear coating resin here. That is a 2:1 ratio. For the bottommost layer I'll be using that, and for the second layer of the wave I'll be using a newer resin, that is a quick setting resin from Ginny Art Lovers, and it is really quick setting. It will cure within 3 hours. It is a bit of thicker resin. That is what I've been using for the flower coasters, but for this part I'll be using Haxons. This is a pigment from Resin Era. They are black, and then I'll also be adding their Oxford blue below the black. This is just right after mixing. I'm not let it sit for any particular time or anything. This is right after mixing. It is a bit fluid. This is a 24-hour cure resin, so it is a bit fluid to work with. After the blue, I will separate the coastline and the blue with a bit of clear resin, so that we have some sort of clear separation. Make sure you take off any dust particles that might be on the surface using either a skewer or something of that sort. I'm just using a jewelry making tool that has a pointed tip. I am mixing blue with black. I'm again laying down a clear coat of resin. This is almost half after say 20-30 minutes, but the resin is still thin. It doesn't thicken up that fast. It will take some time. I'll torch that bit, and as soon as I torch it, it spreads so much. So I don't know, I've been using only Haxons until I started using Genie. So I think I like Genie a bit more. So I used blowtorch to produce some cells, and I also used hair dryer to blow out, and also straw to blow out the waves a bit. Here you could see me try so hard to get all the cells going, which was a difficult part. I don't have any lacing pigment, right? So if you're using a bit of thicker resin, it will give you beautiful cells. But if you're not using thicker resin, yeah, I did that there. It got burnt a bit. That will be peeping through in the actual end result. But I don't mind it. It's still pretty. Everything is pretty when it comes to resin, even the imperfections, it looks good. Nothing looks bad. So at this point, I would like to give out an announcement that I have a 3D flower coaster making workshop on 21st of November, and the bookings close on 11th of November because I need 10 days to ship out the kits. It comes with the kit, and limited seats only, please. So make sure you're booking your workshop soon. It is you could find the workshop details in the bottom bar below. Yeah, so now back to the video. Here you could see me have mixed a bit of black. I've not mixed a lot of black from Resin Era. I've just mixed a very tiny amount of black with the Genie's resin. This is a very thick resin. It is a 2:1 ratio, but then it is thick. So it was a bit of a struggle for me to get it out. it is a bit transparent. I wanted the bottom layers to peep through. I'm just making sure that I get all the bubbles out, and I'm laying down a clear layer of resin. I'm going for I'm not going to make it very much closer, but I'm still trying to remember that this is a coaster and something would be placed on it. So I don't want any layers, like very much of layers. So this is the white from the same brand of resin that I'm using. I'll link the Instagram page in the description box. Check it out. I really like how it turned out, how the cells got formed, and I just like, at this point I'm enjoying the resin as much as possible because it is really good. So I wanted it to have a frothy look, the waves to have a frothy look. Like the first wave was very thin and not so frothy, and it was already set into the shore. And the second is just approaching the shore. So I wanted to have that kind of a look. So you could see me break the waves using straw, because this is not a bigger surface. You can't exactly use your you know blowtorch or your, I'm sorry, your hair dryer or something. So this is exactly what I was talking about. Isn't it pretty? The end result was really stunning. I loved how this looked, how it turned out and everything. You could still see the bottom wave peeking through, but it is still really good. See, this is exactly why you're using the masking tape, to avoid any spillage. You could always cover the end portion with a clear coat of resin, or you could do a reversible coaster. Hope you all liked how this turned out, and please do check out my workshop. I will link the Instagram post in the description. Um, Hope you all liked how this turned out, and please do give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. And one more announcement. At this point, I reached 1k, my first 1k views in one of my video. If you haven't checked that video out, it is a review of best oil pastels available in the Indian market. So do check that out as well. Thank you so much for watching. See you guys in my next video. Bye.